Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. My name is Meg and I am a fully qualified yoga teacher, a beautician and a masseuse. And this is my channel where I talk mainly about yoga, tips and tricks and things that you guys can follow along from home, but also some health and wellness as well. So if that is something that you're interested in, go and hit the subscribe button. You can support me, you can support my channel, and every time I post up onto this channel, you guys get a notification. Today, I am going to be doing a post-swim stretch. So maybe you're someone that's been doing like a few lengths in the pool, backstroke, front crawl, froggy paddle, what is it called? Breaststroke. I used to be a synchronized swimmer. How did I forget that? This is going to be the stretch for you. We're going to be working through the neck, the shoulders, the arms, chest, abs, quads, and the lower back as well. When you're ready, we will get started. We're going to start in a cross-leg seat. Let's take the hands onto the knees and we're going to come into some cat-cow spines here. So we're pushing the chest forward and squeezing the shoulder blades together, gazing up. Deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to round over the opposite way, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Chin tucks in towards the chest. Exhale. Couple more. Deep breath in, roll forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale into your cat spine. One more deep breath in. And exhale to round over. Coming back into the middle. Let's place the hands down into the mat. We're going to stretch through the hands. So we're taking the palms of the hands down into the mat, keeping up tall through the spine and through the hips. Don't let your body roll forward. Keep everything nice and tight up and use the core here. Place the hands down into the mat, roll the shoulders back and down, press the palms in towards the ground. Breathing here. Push those palms down. If you can't feel a stretch, walk the hands further away, push the palms down again. Keeping nice and tall through the back so you're not folding forwards. We'll start to take this into a neck stretch. So we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. Breathing here. Keep pushing the palms down into the mat. You should feel this all the way down the side of your neck and through the arm as well. We'll roll forwards. Left ear, left shoulder. Roll forwards. Right ear, right shoulder. Roll forwards, left ear, left shoulder. Let's bring the head back into center. We're going to interlace the fingers and place them onto the back of the neck. And slowly just start to take the neck in towards the chest, hugging the elbows in towards you. So it's a deep stretch here. Starting to stretch out across the back. Keep tall through the spine. And then we'll slowly start to curl down. So maybe bring your elbows in line with your belly button. Maybe they're not quite there. You should feel a stretch halfway through the back now. And then rounding all the way down. Shuffling that stretch into your lower back as well. And inhale, we'll come all the way up. Let's take the hands out in front and come into a tabletop. We're going to do a few cat-cow spines here again, just to keep the back moving. As you inhale, we're lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, squeezing the shoulder blades, gazing forwards. We'll just hold this for a couple of breaths. Keep pushing through the hands. And exhale, we're going to come into our cat stretch. So tucking the tailbone under, spreading through the shoulder blades, belly button up towards the spine. We're going to hold this for a few more breaths. So often when people are doing things like breaststroke, they can overextend their lower backs. They can kind of stick their bum out a little bit as they're doing it. So it's really important to kind of take your spine the other way. So it has been potentially in a hyperextension if you've been doing breaststroke. So we're now just stretching it out the other way. And then we'll come back into a neutral spine. We're going to take this into a puppy pose to stretch through the chest and the shoulders. Take the arms out in front. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, lowering the arms down, lower the chest down, get a nice deep stretch here through the arms. Keep the hips anchored over the knees. You can take your forehead or your chin down in towards the mat. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Breathing here. Long, slow, deep breaths. We'll inhale, bring the chest up and walk the hands back in towards you. We're going to stretch out through the quads from here. So let's take this into a thunderbolt. So you've got a couple of different choices here. You can just sit onto the feet if this feels enough for you. What we're aiming for is a good stretch through the quad. So if this feels like a stretch, just stay here. Option number 2, you can place the hands behind and start to lift the hips up. So you're squeezing through the bum, getting a good stretch here. Option number 3, we can take this into a thunderbolt. So you can take your feet down by your sides and then slowly melt all the way down. Squeeze the knees in towards each other. Breathe here. Maybe take the arms up over your head if you've got the space. So you're getting a deep stretch across the tummy, across the hips a little bit, but mainly into those quads. So when you're doing your swimming, it depends on the kind of swimmer that you are. Some people will keep their head up and out of the water, especially if like women don't want to get their hair wet, for example. And this is fine, but often you use a lot of muscles in your neck and you can kind of really strain your neck and your shoulders because you're like desperately trying to keep your head up and out of the water. You kind of use more muscles on the top half of your body. When you take your head into the water, you're then not hyperextending your back so much. But if you're doing lots and lots of breaststroke, you can still be hyperextending your lower back potentially because you're kind of sticking your head up and out of the water really quickly. So yeah, it's really good to make sure that you stretch afterwards. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Really stretching out through those quads, hips, tummy, chest. And then we'll take the hands down if they're not already. Pick the chest all the way up and we'll come back into a cross-leg seat. So that is your really quick kind of post-swim stretch. I just wanted to aim onto the most important things. Whenever I swim, I find I actually get excessively tired afterwards, even if I'm just doing a few lengths. I don't know if it's because you're kind of working on your breath as well, but I don't really feel like I have the time often, and I'm cold after I get out from swimming as well, usually. I don't really have the time to sort of sit and stretch, so this is just a quick one. But I will say you've got, like I kind of mentioned, 2 different types of swimmers. I find you've got swimmers who kind of keep their head up and out of the water and really try and lift their chest and everything up, which is fine, but you can overly use like the muscles in your shoulders and your neck because you're like constantly trying to keep your head up. And then also with breaststroke, you can hyperextend your back, so your lower back is kind of stuck out behind because you're sort of in this kind of position. You can't really see from the front, but from the side, you're sort of sticking your legs back and you're lifting your chest up, and then you're swimming and doing your breaststroke. That is absolutely fine, but it's then important that you then stretch the opposite way. And then when you have people who properly put their head in the water and they're like, for example, doing front crawl and they're like properly swimming, they can end up with things like swimmer's shoulder, just because they're really using the muscles, and like as they bring their hand in, they're scooping the water. So it is literally like doing a workout where you're like actually working against the water. So I do think after swimming, it's so important to get that stretch in there. I do always think if you're someone who's maybe suffering with a bit of back pain, when I used to work in an osteo clinic, I used to get a lot of people who would say that, and I used to kind of say, when you're swimming, aim to actually dip your head in the water and do like front crawl or backstroke, because you're taking less pressure off of your back. Whereas if you're suffering with shoulder pain, it might be better to maybe not do swimming or like walk in the pool, so you kind of got that resistance and things like that. Depends what is going on in the body, but stretching after swimming, very important. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and please subscribe. It means so much to me when you guys support me and support my channel, whether it's liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, or sending a super thanks, or even just watching these videos. It all really does add up and it all means the world to me. So thank you so much. And I look forward to practicing with you all again soon. Thanks. Bye.